let's get started. We will start today's practice in child's pose. So you can open the knees out wide, almost to the width of the mat. Bring the big toes to touch and just drop the heels down, the buttocks down towards the heels. You can begin to extend out through the arms, reaching long, and just rest the third eye, the forehead on top of the mat. You can just begin to soften the shoulders down. The elbows rest on the mat. Just relaxing the jaw, the tongue, and begin to soften into the breath. Just feeling that gentle rise of the rib cage against the thighs as you breathe in. And that softening, that release as you breathe out. Just taking a few moments to connect with the breath, to come into the body, to leave any worries, any uncertainties behind. And to drop into presence. So what's happening right here, right now? And as you begin to, just stay with the breath. Hi, baby. You begin to just note any sensations, any tension, any tightness in the body. And in that observation, see where you can relax a little bit more. Maybe allow the thumb, the index finger just to peel up. The arms, the forearms, to roll out towards the edges of the mat. You allow the buttocks to soften a little closer towards the heels. Allow the body to feel completely supported here. And taking one more deep breath in, filling up, allowing the ribs to press against the thighs. And complete breath out. Your next inhale, you can begin to gaze up towards the hands, and you walk those hands over towards the left. The left hand can come off the mat, right hand sits on top of the left hand, and then again just drop the head in between the arms. Maybe the third eye, the forehead, can sit towards the earth, and then just begin to draw that right butt cheek towards the right heel, finding more length through that right side body. And then drop that armpit down a little closer towards the floor. Your next inhale, take the gaze up towards the hands, and then shift those hands back through center. Bring them over towards the right. Right hand off the mat, left hand on top of the right. And again, soften the head down between the biceps. And draw that left hip over towards the left heel. And drop that left shoulder, left armpit down towards the earth. And breathe into that length, that opening in left side. One more breath. Next inhale, you'll shift that gaze up, walk the hands back through center, and begin to just round up through the back, tucking the chin. As you come up, you can adjust the knees. Good, so knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. We'll begin by taking a couple cat-cows. I like to tuck my toes here so that I can also open the arcs of my feet, and I can find more of an opening on the inhale. So drawing the shoulders back towards the hips, lift the chin. Exhale, begin to round, pushing down through the hands. Chin draws in towards the chest, navel towards the spine. Inhale, draw it forward. Shoulders back towards hips. Exhale, push down, round, everything up and in. Good, we'll take another inhale. Breathe into the top of the breath and pause here, retaining for 4, shoulders back towards hips, 3, navel in, 2, and 1. Breathe out, push down, begin to round, and at the bottom of the breath, retain. For 4, navel draws up a little closer, 3, shoulders up beside the ears, 2, and 1. Inhale to a flat back. Find length in the spine. Draw the navel in, firmly press down through those hands and spread the fingers a little wider, pressing down through the fingertips, the thumb, the knuckles, and then you can begin to extend that right leg. Extend it back behind you. You can keep that left toe tucked, creating a little more stability, and then you'll reach that left hand forward. So keep the chin tucked in towards the chest, the gaze is down, reach through the fingers, the toes. Engage that right glute. Squeeze the toes together. Good, open through the top line of the foot. Reach a little longer as you take another breath in. And as you breathe out, draw elbow and knee towards one another, round. Inhale to extend long. Exhale to draw in and round. 2 more in. 2 more out. 1 more in. Last one out. Inhale, lengthen long, and pause again. Gaze is down again, tuck that chin, shift that weight even into that right hand. Good. Draw the navel up towards the spine. And then you can begin to sweep that left hand around to the top of the right foot. Bend the knee. If it doesn't reach, you can just reach back here, or you take the top of the foot and you begin to kick into the hand. Lifting that right knee, and then draw that knee towards the midline of the left leg. Good. Keep that gaze down. That core engaged. For 3, kicking up a little bit more. 2, allowing that shoulder to shift back. And 1. Inhale, lengthen, extend both arm and leg. And then exhale, left hand drops down. Draw that right knee to right elbow. Good. And extend. Inhale. Exhale to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale to elbow. In and out. Hold. Out to the side. Lift that knee up a little bit more. Shift that weight over into that right hand. Good. And into the left. Even weight. Good. And then you extend that right leg out to the side. Flex the foot. Lift it up a little higher and then drop it down. Good. Plant that pinky toe edge of the foot down. You'll begin to walk those hands forward, keeping that left foot tucked under, walking those hands forward and just melting the heart down towards the earth. Again, softening into the breath. It's very important to keep that pinky toe edge of the right foot down so that we can feel this stretch in the adductor of that right leg. Keep drawing the hips back. Next, inhale will bring you up. Hands back underneath the shoulders. Left hand will peel up, reach up, twisting into that left and right side body. Reach through those fingers. Exhale, bring that left hand down and thread it under. Reach for that right foot. Maybe you hook onto the toes as you drop the shoulder, the bicep, tricep, and reach that right arm forward. Keep hips back towards heel. Good. And if you'd like a little bit more, right hand can come up and we can take that bind of the right hand behind the back. And drawing that shoulder open. Breath is fluid. And then you can release if you have that bind, or walk the hand back underneath the shoulder. Inhale to open once again, twisting through left side, squeezing through that right. Exhale, bring that left hand down. We'll just begin to walk the hands over towards that right leg. So you can turn onto the heel, adjust that left knee so we're hip width apart. You can draw that heel back a little, and then just take an inhale as you lift through the chest. Find length in the spine, and then exhale, folding in. You can either choose to pause here, or you can begin to inhale, lift the chest up a little again, and exhale, work in a little deeper. Inhaling for 2 more. And exhaling. Inhale, rise up, lift up, walk those hands back through center, drop that right knee underneath the right hip, tuck that right foot, we'll extend left leg long, point through those toes, and then right arm long. So left hand is directly underneath the shoulder. Let's engage that left glute, squeeze through those toes, reach through those fingers, draw navel up. And lift that leg up a little higher, reach a little longer, and then exhale, draw elbow and knee together. Rounding through the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hold. And breathe. One more in, and last one out. Begin to reach around for that left foot, bending that knee, either reaching, taking the top of the foot, or continue to extend that arm back. You'll kick into the hand with the foot. Keep that gaze down. Allow that right shoulder to peel back, and that knee to lift up a little further away from the mat. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Begin to release gently with control, extending both arm, both and leg. And then exhale, drop that right hand. Inhale, extend long through that left leg. Exhale, draw knee to elbow. Inhale, take it back. Exhale to the elbow. Inhale back. Exhale to elbow. Inhale back. Exhale to elbow and hold here. Stay there. Good. And then you'll extend that leg out. Center that weight between both arms. Good. Lift it up a little higher and then drop that foot. Pinky toe edge presses down. Good. Walk those hands forward. Baby cat's in the way. And then we'll begin to soften down. Yes, I know. Keeping that right toe tucked under. Good. And then on an inhale, you'll begin to rise up. Hands underneath the shoulders. Right arm reaches up, open through that right side, squeeze through that left. Exhale, right hand threads underneath. Either reach for that toe, or drop the shoulder, the tricep, drop the cheek. Left hand reaches forward. Good. Keeping that butt back towards the heel. And then maybe as an option, you'll lift that left hand up. You'll bind behind the waist, shoulder back. And then begin to release. If you have the bind, hand comes down. If you're reaching forward, bring it back. Right hand reaches up on an inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down. Good. Take that left knee back. Out. Let's keep it out. Let's walk those hands over towards the side. Good. And then adjust that right knee. So we're folding over that left leg. You can tent under the fingers or use the blocks. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Again, you can choose to pause or flow with the breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold in. 2 more like that. In. Out. In. Out. Inhale to rise up. Walk those hands back. And then now walk that left knee, draw that left knee back underneath the hip. Let's tuck both of those toes and let's come back to sit on to the heels. You can draw the knees together or the midlines of the legs together. Sit onto the toes. If this is too much for the knees, the ankles, the arcs of the feet, you can untuck, or you can choose to use a block underneath the buttocks. If you would like a block, take a block. Good. Mind over matter. And let's reach the arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, bring those hands down behind you. Take the interlace, so left thumb over top of the right. Inhale as you draw the shoulders back, scapula to meet, and then lift the chin. Breathe here for a moment. Finding length. And then begin to tuck the chin, release the lace of the hands. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, bring those hands down. Let's untuck those toes for a moment. Inhale, walking those hands back. Maybe lift the tops of the knees. If this is too much, you can just begin to lift those hips, shoulders back. Good. And then you can drop it down. We'll bring the hands forward, tuck those toes once again. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, bring them down. Right thumb laces over top of left. Bring the palms together. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift through the chin, opening the chest, and breathe. Keep the core engaged, protecting the lower back. Begin to tuck the chin. Release the lace of the hands. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, bring them down. We'll begin to untuck those toes once again, and we'll take that second option. So hands back behind you. Use the blocks or the fingertips if you need. Inhale to lift those hips up. Draw shoulder blades together. Open through the throat. Exhale, drop buttocks down towards the heels. We'll take two more like that. Inhale, lift. Press down through those knees, through the shins. Exhale, come down. Good. Inhale to open hip flexors, belly, chest, throat. Exhale to drop it down. Good. Walk those hands forward. Tuck those toes. Downward facing dog. Take your time to move in. If you need to extend out through the heels, you can walk the legs out. Maybe take a little twist underneath. And then when you're ready, you can settle in downward facing dog. So just check in with your alignment, feet hip width apart, toes slightly turned in. Can settle the heels close towards the floor, they don't have to meet. And you can just take a soft bend in those knees. Sit the buttocks up high, find length through the spine as you push down through the fingertips, the knuckles. And then just a gentle rotation of the shoulders towards the outsides of the mat. And we'll take 3 full breaths in and out. 2. 1. And just slowly beginning to walk the hands towards the feet. Hanging out in ragdoll, hands to elbows. Shifting that weight forward into the tops of the toes. You can have the knees bent. You can begin to shift that weight side to side. Again, inviting you to explore what feels good. And then finding stillness and center. Maybe there's an option to extend the legs a little longer. Lifting the buttocks up a little higher and the crown of the head a little closer to the earth. You can gently release the hands from the elbows and you'll slowly begin to roll up. So bend the knees. Peeling the body up off the thighs. Unraveling. So we are at the back of the mat. Take a moment to settle into Tadasana mountain pose. So grounding through the heels, pressing down through the toes. A slight tuck of the tail will lengthen the tail. Navel draws in, ribs draw down. Shoulders down, reach the fingers towards the earth and the crown of the head up towards the sky. Take an inhale as you reach up. Gaze up towards the thumbs. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, lengthen halfway, lift. Exhale, walk those hands back out, downward facing dog. Take the right leg high, inhale. Point through those toes, so squeeze the toes together once again. See where you can drop this left heel and then begin to walk the hands back so that left heel is now dropped. You can come up onto the fingers, use the block again if you need, or you can fold here in a little bit more, lifting that right leg up towards the sky, standing split. On your next inhale, lift the chest, walk the hands slightly forward underneath the shoulders. Maybe it's an option to ground through the palms of the hands. Exhale, drop that right foot, step it forward, one foot in front of the left. Good. Inhale, walk the hands forward, back again underneath the shoulders as you lift up halfway. Left leg goes high. Inhale. Exhale, walk those hands back, folding over that right leg. Squeeze those left toes together. Inhale, lift up, hands underneath the shoulders, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, left foot comes forward. Either plant the hands or tent onto those fingers. Good. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, right leg goes high. Exhale, fold in. So moving a little bit quicker. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, right foot steps forward, just in front of the left. Good. Inhale, baby, move off. Left leg goes high. Good. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Inhale, lengthen, hands underneath the shoulders, left leg comes forward. Good. Making your way all the way to the top of the mat. Moving in your own breath. The hands will come off of the mat. And then when you're ready, and you've made it to the top, feet hip width apart, folding hands behind the calf muscles. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Gaze up towards the thumbs. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Good. Inhale, reach up. Gaze up, mini back bend. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant those hands. Take both feet back to your plank. Inhale. And then exhale, lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. And inhale, lengthen. Lift up. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe. And this time, left leg goes high. Inhale, reach to those toes. Walk the hands back towards that right leg. And lift that left leg up a little higher. And then take an inhale, lengthen halfway. Good. Exhale, drop that left foot next to, or just hip width apart beside the right. Good. We'll begin to drop into a squat. Bring the palms of the hands to heart space. And just wiggle a little side to side. Just moving out any tension, any tightness. And then drop the palms of the hands towards the floor. Extend the legs, draw the feet into hip width apart and fold. Take the hands back towards the calf muscles. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Good, so we're at the back of the mat, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen halfway lift. Exhale, walk those hands out, downward facing dog. We'll begin to flow, so settle in for one breath in downward facing dog. And then right leg will go high. Inhale, squeeze through those toes. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round. Plant that foot between the hands. Left heel comes down. Warrior one, rise up. So left heel down to 45 degrees, right knee is bent. Reach those arms up and breathe. Find length on the inhale, and then depth in that right knee on your exhale. Good. Now the inhale, lift up, open up, and then exhale, bring those hands to the floor. Right leg goes high, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, and then step that foot forward. Left hand stays down, right hand peels up. Revolved Trikanasana. Reaching through those fingers, gaze up towards the thumb. Engage this left glute. And then on your exhale, come up, warrior two. Good. Soften into that right knee. Good. Gaze over those fingertips, soften the shoulders, and breathe. Next, inhale, reach it up, reverse the warrior. Exhale, right hand comes down, straighten that right leg, left hand reaches up, Trikanasana. Inhale to find length. Press down through that pinky edge of that left foot. Inhale, find a little more length. And then exhale, left hand comes down, both hands frame that foot, right foot steps back, plank pose. Good. For our first vinyasa. Lower. Inhale. Cobra or Urdhva Mukha. Exhale. Urdhva Mukha, downward facing dog. Left leg goes high. Inhale. Reach through those toes. Exhale. Draw knee in towards the nose, round, and then lightly plant that foot. Warrior one. Right heel comes down to 45 degrees. Reach up. Exhale. Soften into that left knee. Tuck the tail, navel draws in, ribs draw down, and then find more length on your next inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands down, left foot goes back, three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, knee in, round, and then step that foot forward. Revolved, Trikanasana. Left hand reaches up. Engage that right glute, left glute. Open through that left shoulder, left knee draws into the midline. Find a little more lift on your inhale. And then exhale, warrior two. Cartwheel those arms open. And soften into that left knee. Soften the shoulders. Reach to those fingers. Gazes forward. And one more full breath in. And out. Inhale, reverse the warrior, lift it up. Open through left side body. And then exhale, transition Trikanasana. Left hand towards the floor, fingers towards the shin, right hand reaches up. Use a block if you need. Find this length from pinky toe edge of the right foot to the hip and towards the fingers. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, sweep it down and around. Left foot shifts back to plank pose. Inhale. And then exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. I know. Let's take that gaze forward. Bend the knees, step or float it forward. Watch out, baby. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, sit, weight into the heel, sit back. Good. Inhale, find length. Exhale, depth. Inhale to stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Let's travel through Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, step or float back. Vinyasa. Move in your own pace, in your own breath. Meeting in downward facing dog. Right leg goes high. Inhale. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round. Inhale, warrior one, reach up. Exhale, three-legged dog. In, reach that right leg high. Exhale, knee in, round. Step it forward. Revolve, side angle, Trikanasana. Exhale, warrior two. Good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Trikanasana. Inhale, lift it up, lengthen. And then exhale, soften that right knee, side angle. Use the elbow to the knee if you need. Good. Left hand reaches up. And then maybe you reach that left hand forward, bicep to snuggle beside the ear, gaze towards those fingers, keep opening through that left shoulder, and then left hand sweeps down, left heel opens, right foot stacks on top of left, Vinyasa, side plank. Option to lift the leg, to come into tree, or maybe to take those toes. Lifting up, maybe extending through that right hand, gazing forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, drop that right hand, and then flow through your vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg goes high. Inhale. Exhale, knee in towards the nose. Inhale, warrior one. Rise up. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee in, round, plant that foot. Left hand reaches up. Revolved Trikanasana. Exhale, left hand down, right hand sweeps it around. Warrior two. Inhale, reach it up, reverse. Exhale, Trikanasana. Inhale, find length, reach through those fingers. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Side angle. Use the elbow to knee if you need. Hand to the floor, reach that right arm forward. Opening that right shoulder. And then exhale, right hand comes down. Right heel drops down, left foot shifts back, Vinyasa. Left hand reaches up. Option to lift the leg. Drop the sole of the foot to the inner thigh, tree pose, or take the toes. Reach that left hand towards the top of the mat. Gaze to those fingers if you can. And then exhale, left hand comes down, Vinyasa. Inhale, rise. Exhale, draw back, downward facing dog. Inhale, gazes forward, bend those knees. Exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, Utkatasana, lift up. Exhale, sit back, wade into the heels, lift those toes. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Let's turn, let's stay where you are. Good. Softening, reaching out, gazing up. And then inhale to stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Lift that right leg, right knee up into the chest. So we have a couple options. We're either going to take tree pose. So if we're taking tree pose, we take that right foot, heel in towards the base of the spine. Right knee draws out. Or if you would like a little bit more to work on our fingers to toes, like we did or could have in Vinyasa, you'll take the toes and you'll extend out. So choose your option. If you're here, maybe you begin to open it up, extend that left arm. If you're in tree pose, you lift those hands up and open the branches of your tree. So
So you choose your path here. If you want more of a challenge, wherever you're at, lift that gaze up. Continue to drop those hips down, right hip down. Good. Firmly press that left inner thigh to the midline of the mat. And then on your next inhale, bring that gaze up towards the hands. Exhale, hands down towards the heart space. Draw that right knee in. Flex the foot. Good. And then take that ankle over top of the left knee. Good. We'll come back to that chair, so sweep the hands up. Drop the hips. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. If you would like, as an option, you can bring the hands to heart space. Or you stay here. Grounding down into that left heel. Releasing that left big toe if you can. And then all of us will bring the hands to heart space. Draw the elbow down towards the knee, sit a little bit deeper. Maybe that left elbow to the arc of the foot. Option here would be to move it forward into a lift. So we'll tuck that right foot to the outside of that left shoulder. Right knee underneath that right armpit. We'll press into those hands which are shoulder width apart, and we'll begin to lift. Left leg up. Maybe you extend it up. If you're in that seated chair, you stay here. Everyone staying in their option for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rise up, lift up, right knee into chest. Exhale, right foot drops down, hands to heart space. Take a moment here. Avoid shaking out the legs. Just allow that heat to dissolve. Staying where you are, we will move into that left side. So ground down through that right foot, lift that left knee up. Flex the foot. Actually, we'll take that tree pose first. So either tree, as you did before, or I'm going to demonstrate that second option. So to grab the toes, you'll extend out through the heel, right hand to hip. Good. If you're in tree, you'll take those arms up, create those branches of your tree. Or if you're here, you open that left leg out. Good. And drop that left hip down beside the right. Maybe gaze over to that right hand, right thumb, or shift that gaze up. 3, 2, and 1. If you're in tree, you'll bring the hands back together towards the heart as you exhale. You'll come back, everyone to flex that foot. Take that ankle on top of the right knee and then sweep those hands up as you sit low. Exhale, buttocks back towards the heel. Good. You either keep the hands up or you can bring them towards the heart space. You choose. For the next 2 breaths, stay where you are. And then slowly you'll bring those hands together, meet them at the heart space. And you'll draw the elbows down towards the knee. Sit a little bit lower into that left hip. Elbow to knee or arc of the foot. And then if you would like to take that option, you'll plant the palms of the hands. You'll bend that right knee. Right foot comes up behind that right tricep. Good. Left knee underneath the armpit. Lift up, keep that tristy strong, and then maybe extend it up. If you're in that seated chair or that figure of 4, you stay here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly begin to rise up. Release that left foot. Avoid the temptation to shake it out. Just allow it to dissolve. And ground into the breath, into what's happening right here, right now. So from the top of your mat or the middle of your mat, let's sweep the hands up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, rise high up onto the toes. And then bend the knees, drop the buttocks down low. Heels to touch, so just the feet as you need. We'll begin to fold in, elbows towards the floor, they don't have to meet. And then tuck the chin in, relax the jaw, the tongue. Keep pressing those knees out wide. Relax the belly, the breath. Either option to stay here in our toe stand, or if you would like, we'll transition into crow pose. So knees to the backs of the arms. Even if you've never done this before, you can take the knees to the triceps. You can keep those toes on the floor. Maybe the heels stay touching. And then just slightly shift that weight forward. You can begin to play with shifting weight forward, maybe lifting one foot and then the next. If you're experienced in this pose, you can lift it up, heels up towards the buttocks. Breathe. 2, 1. Either step or float it back through your vinyasa. Inhale, cobra pose. Ardha Mukha. Exhale, Ardha Mukha, downward facing dog. Good. Let's take that right leg high. Inhale. Right knee to right elbow. Exhale. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Up a little higher. Inhale. Exhale, knee to forehead. In a little closer. Inhale. Exhale, knee towards that wrist. Drop it down, that shin down. Extend that left leg. Walk the hands back. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, open through the chest. Gaze out, lift the chin. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Pigeon pose. Just align the hips. So see where you can drop that left hip over, a little closer towards the earth. And resting the crown of the head or the third eye. Again, coming back to observing the sensation of breath. The ribs against the calf muscle, maybe against the thigh. Rise and fall. And then slowly you'll begin to come back up. Walk those hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck that left foot under. Right leg goes high. Inhale. Open that hip up. Exhale. You can bend that knee. See where you can ground through that left heel a little. Good. We'll begin to shift it forward. Weight into the wrist. The right leg's going to drop into a wild thing. So press through that left big toe. Hips up, shoulder open, gaze towards the fingers, breathe in, and then out, plank pose. Hold here, inhaling, tuck tail, squeeze the inner thighs, let's bring the heels and the big toes to touch. Continue to breathe, maybe you shift that weight slightly over top of the wrist. And then we'll drop down onto the elbows, forearm plank. Spread the fingers, elbows shoulder width apart. Navel lifts up, heart up in between the shoulder blades. And then you can begin to lift the buttocks high. Walk the feet in close towards the elbows. Or not close, but towards. And draw that chest back towards the thighs. Keep pushing into the thumb, index finger, into the elbows.
For 2, 1. Push into the hands, downward facing dog, lift those elbows. Left leg goes high, inhale. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to tricep, a little higher. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to forehead. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to wrist, drop that shin. Right leg extends long. Walk it back. Good. Walk those hands back. Take an inhale as you lift through the sternum, draw the shoulders back, open through the throat. And then exhale, begin to fold in. Taking your time, dropping that right hip so it's in line or centered with the left. Rest the third eye. Or the head on top of the hands. Relax the belly. And again, connect with the breath. The breath is a really great tool for us to remain present, observing all corners of the breath, the rise, the fall, the depth, the shallowness, the lightness, the ease, the fluidity, the rhythm. And last breath here. Inhale. You can begin to rise up, peeling the body up off of the thigh, calf muscle, walk those hands back. And underneath the shoulders, tuck that right foot. Lift that left knee, extend it up, 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, open that hip up as you bend the knee. Good, ground through that right heel if you can. Gaze underneath that left arm. And then inhale, draw forward, weight in towards the wrist. Left foot drops down. Push through that right big toe as you lift those hips up. Open that left shoulder, gaze towards the fingers. And take another inhale here. And then exhale, left hand drops down. Plank pose. Good. Again, bring the big toes, heels to touch. Squeeze the midline, engage pelvic floor. Roll under. Weight slightly over top of the wrist. And then slowly for 5, lower down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Untuck those toes, keep thighs together. Bring those hands back, left thumb over top of right. Inhale, squeeze the palms together, lift up. Shoulders back, keep tops of feet down. And exhale, lower down. We'll just take 2 more like that. Inhale, coming up a little higher. Exhale. Your next inhale, you'll lift up and lift the toes up. And we'll stay up for 5. Continuing to breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Release the cheek. Release the hands. You can rock those hips a little side to side. And then we'll bring those hands back to interlace, right thumb on top of left this time. Bring the palms together if you can. Big toes to touch. Good. On an inhale, we're going to lift shoulders, lift tops of the feet up. And then exhale, you can draw those knees in. So maybe those fingers reach towards the heels. Maybe it's available to hook the feet. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Rest the opposite cheek on the floor. Release the hands and wiggle those hips.
We'll begin to take those hands back underneath the body, back beside the ribs. Good. Squeeze the elbows into the midline. Tuck those toes, maybe lift those knees. We're going to come up into a plank pose. Inhale. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back a little closer towards the feet. Take the hands out wide. Use the blocks if you need. We're going to come to a seat, so either coming with the crisscross of the legs or shooting those legs through. Good. Let's just move the meat out so the sit bones are directly on the earth. Inhale, reach the hands up, lengthen long. And then exhale, begin to fold forward, reaching forward for those toes. If they don't quite reach, you can take a bend in the knees and then use those heels to draw them away. And if they reach, draw forward, keeping spine long, shoulders onto the back body, tuck the chin, forehead down towards the shins, and find the breath again. Let rise and fall on top of the thighs. Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly you'll begin to rise up. Walk those hands back behind you. We'll reverse table. So feet hip width apart. Then press through the fingertips so they're facing the buttocks. Lift those hips up. Align the hips with the knees. And then external rotation of the shoulders. Open the throat. Take a couple deep breaths in. Out. And then exhale, draw the buttocks down towards the heels. Good, come onto the elbows. Lift the knees up into the chest, extend those legs. And we'll begin to take circles with the legs. If you would like a little bit more for the core, you can take those circles wider. And you can begin to drop the legs down a little closer to the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw them up, opposite directions. So I was going external, so I'll go internal circles. Also working the hip flexors, keeping that chest lifted. Again, take larger circles if you'd like. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw them up. Good. Lower them down to a halfway, 45 degree. And then you'll lift those elbows up, reach those fingers towards those heels. Good. Lower them down a little bit more. Lift the shoulders up. Squeeze the belly in. Squeeze the inner thighs. 5, 4, 3, keep chin tucked in. 2, 1, drop those heels down, reach those arms up, take an inhale. Cleansing, exhale out through the mouth. Bring the hands down beside the torso, soles of the feet in. Reach those middle fingers, index finger, middle finger towards the heels. Roll the shoulders slightly under. Then tuck the tail so the navel reaches the mat or towards the spine. You can begin to peel the buttocks up off the mat into a bridge pose. Firm down through all 4 corners of the feet. So the toes, the heels, and then squeeze those glutes. Lifting the hip flexors, the hips up even higher. And if you would like, you can take an interlace of the hands. Roll the shoulders under a little bit more. The chin presses firmly into the chest. You can either close the eyes or watch the breath move into the belly. Filling up the lungs, and exhaling, deflating the belly. And last 2, in out, in, out. Release the bind of the hands. Let's lift those toes. Slowly roll vertebrae by vertebrae down. You can gently just sway the knees side to side. If you would like to move into Urdhva Dhanurasana, or full wheel, Chakrasana, feel free to do so now. So again, you'll come up in the same way that you did bridge. So heels in. If you're not coming into this pose, you can take another bridge and lace those fingers opposite way. So on an inhale, lift up, roll shoulders, come towards the shoulders, underneath the shoulders, and then we lift up, tuck the crown of the head. I like to move my knees over top of the ankles so I can readjust here. And I like to turn my hands slightly out to the edges of the mat, and then I like to come up onto my toes as well. Create a little more space in the spine, and then when I'm ready, I'll drop those heels, toes slightly turn in, for 5, if you can. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up onto toes and drop the crown of the head back towards the floor, and knees back over towards the heels. Untuck the head and then roll down. Ooh. A gentle, gentle squeeze of the knees into the chest. Maybe just drawing them in with the palms of the hands and rolling a little side to side. Releasing any tension. And then we'll release that left leg long to the edge of the mat. Right knee draws over to the left side for a twist. If you would like, you can take that outer edge of that right foot. Looking a little bit more for the hamstring, glute. And then coming into that twist opposite side. So right leg extends, left knee draws in. Take it over to the right side, extend through that left arm, gaze over. And again, if you'd like that little bit more, maybe you extend. And then just slowly beginning to come back. If there's anything else that you would like to do in your practice, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, we're setting up for Shavasana. So if there's a little niggle in the lower back still, you can place a pillow, or if you have a bolster or a couple blocks underneath the knees, you can. Or just extending the legs. Right hand to the belly, left hand to the heart. Take a moment to find comfort, a moment to relax, to receive all of the benefits from your practice today. Thanking you so much for joining me, for your support, your kind words, for remaining present. Namaste.